The piece was called Hammered, and I came on stage and set the table down, set the book spine first onto the table, and then the song What Is Love by Hadaway started. And I slowly opened the book and started to pull the string out of my mouth. And then the string pops out of my mouth and I proceed with choreographed dance. Then as the song starts to culminate, then I grab all the string and shove it back into my mouth and close the book and pick up the table and then walk off. Tamri Cooper asked me if I wanted to do a 12 minutes max, which kind of whet my thirst for, using my body in front of people and not solely making things. My first performance, which was at 12 minutes max, was in 2001. When I was growing up, I tried to take a gymnastics class in first grade. I wasn't very physical, aside from climbing trees and running around and playing guns. Finally in ninth grade, then I started taking martial arts. And that's when I started becoming, kind of coming into my body and feeling more physical in the world. The idea, the desire to want to make my head make a mark, is really simple. When I think of it, there was a wall in front of me 3 feet and I'm sitting down and, I want to make a mark, it's kind of a primal desire, I think, to just extend this energy and want to see it, apart from myself. I made a cast of my head, basically a helmet out of plaster that would go around my head, and that was kind of clamped together with this 2-part wood harness, I guess. And there was a breathing tube, and then I determined to just draw a series of circles or ovals rather, in this rectangular surface, and I took it off, and then that was it. Putting a piece out in a show feels kind of like a performance, it's like a little extension of oneself, one's time and action and energy. So I almost liken that to a mini performance that I'm just not there for. I took some photographs where I had a big flag on me. Oh, it was like a recycling show. My response to it was to recycle my wardrobe, and I made a American flag, basically, out of my wardrobe. So I just isolated all my red, whites, and blues, and made a flag that's roughly 9 feet by whatever that ratio should make the height, 4.5, 5 feet or something. I just hung it on the wall, but it's something I might recycle to make something else. The piece also it's awakened an interest in using wardrobe, not just textiles. I think that's what was alluring to me, was using pieces that I'd worn before, because it was there's this energy that's our clothes are imbued with, that in the future I'd think about making pieces out of wardrobes, my wardrobes, or people can hire me to make pieces out of their wardrobes or whatever. It's relevant that my mom sewed, or the sewing machine came from my mother. There's a bit of a tie to my family. So I like to sew, but I'm okay with just keeping it real simple. I care to understand more what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. I think that's one of the most honest things I can say about what I look forward in the future. As far as making things, I'd like to do some more performance pieces, probably more dance-oriented, something somebody might consider as dance, but then some people would say, no, that's performance art. I like that fuzzy line, playing with that. Right now I'm working on a sculpture for a show in Austin. Also working on a performance for next month at another 12 minutes max. They're bringing it back, so it's kind of a nice personal little reunion for me.